Yo, what's going on everybody? It's Popular Stranger. Today's video, we're going to go over the final update on the best 87 overall most feared cards to put on your MUT 24 squad. You can actually earn up to 5 of these, so before we go over the best cards, let's quickly go through how to get those packs. If you guys were unaware, the first one is going to come from the Arcana solos. Pretty straightforward. There's more stars available than you need, but you can max out the milestone stars here if you look at the rewards and all the way down at the bottom. And again, I take that back. I forgot they added some new rewards on part 3 of this promo. But when you get to 100 stars out of these 3 sequences of solos, you're going to get your first 87 overall most feared hero fantasy pack. And if you've earned these and did not open them prior to part 3 coming out, you can now either earn them or open them, and they should update to contain all part 1, 2, and 3 players. We're going to give you a combination of cards from each individual part throughout this, because there's, different cards that are going to fit different needs for everybody's team. And I'll tell you, my favorite flat out best ones. But that's going to be your very first pack. The second one is going to come from the most feared daily login. So every day that you log in, and if you've missed a couple days already, you're going to miss out on this one. If you've been up to date, you should be receiving this reward soon. But basically, every day that you log in and open up a pack, for whatever reason you need to do that for the reward to trigger, you're going to get a reward. And if you take a look at the rewards, you get XP, you get packs, you get treats, but all the way at the end here, which is going to be day number 21, you're going to get an 87 overall most feared hero fantasy pack. So that's number 2 of the potential 5 that you can earn for free. The other 3 are going to come from the most feared field pass, which some of you may have already maxed out, and a lot of you have probably already earned the 87 overall packs within this one. But there's tons of objectives that you can complete here to earn XP now playing through those solos. Of course, we'll give you XP at level 8. You're going to get an 87 overall most feared fantasy pack. These are all BND, by the way, meaning that you cannot sell them. The next one is going to happen at level 16, another BND pack here, and another one that if you didn't open it yet or earn it yet prior to today, it should update with the part 3 players. And then the final one, the 5th one, is more so a choice pack. Now, you can either take an 87 overall non-BND, and in that case, you can take whatever card, and they all pretty much have the same value. If you're looking to make some coin, they go for about 120k. You can also use one of these to put into a most feared or Arcana champion set, because either of those sets do require 87s, and being that these are non-BND, they can go into the sets. And then your other option is to take a 90 overall BND card. Now, I believe, because I've earned this pack but haven't opened it up, I believe it gives you either 1 random 90 overall or a option of 3 random 90 overall. So I'm not going to make a video on the best 90s to take, because everybody that opens this pack, if you go the route of taking the 90, everybody's not going to have the same option. But there are some pretty good cards out there as far as the 90 OVRs go. But let's talk about the best 87 overall heroes, and we're going to start with Sean Murphy Bunting. Now, he's kind of specific to a man coverage scheme, but still a really good card. He's 6 foot even, so he's got decent height there. There's only 2 of these 87 overall most feared cards that get 88 speed, and he is one of them. He also has 88 acceleration. The zone coverage is very bad. The press coverage is very bad. So I would not put him in zone. I would not press him, but you can play him at man coverage, 86 for that rating. And there are strategy items. You can put 1 in the hybrid slot and then 1 in the defensive strategy item part on your your strategy screen within your roster lineup. And you can get up to +3 man on this card. So 88 speed, 88 excel, and 89 man coverage with good jumping and agility is actually a pretty good card. I would use him as a slot cornerback and blitz him when you can, and then if not, mix up the coverage between blitzing and then putting him in man coverage. And I think that would really he'd really excel in that kind of position or situation. The other 88 speed card is going to be Jalen Petrie. Now, he is a little bit shorter at 5'11", but he's one of the fastest cards in the game, and speed always matters in Madden Ultimate Team. He does not have good man coverage. He does have good zone, so if you're going to play him, I wouldn't really recommend a user, because he's not that tall. He still should get jumping animations because he's a safety, but at the end of the day, he's probably going to be better suited as a high safety with that 84 zone. The problem is he doesn't get pick artists, neither does Sean Murphy Bunting. Both of those cards don't get really any abilities that's worth using at all, unless you want to go Stonewall If he were to have gotten pick artist, he'd be much, much better. That would help out with the height because he'd get more interceptions, but unfortunately he does not. So it is a pretty fast card and a pretty solid card, but probably not like a top 3 choice out of all of them. On the opposite side at free safety, I mean, we finally got an elite card in Justin Simmons with that 90 overall Arcana free safety. But if you were looking for a budget free safety, again, one that's not going to be playing man coverage, mostly zone as a high safety, Malik Hooker is not bad. 87 speed, 87 zone, the man coverage only 79, but he does have 83 tackle, 83 play rec, and then 89 acceleration. So again, you get 5 different packs, technically 4 if you want to take the 90 overall, and that last pack, if you need a budget free safety, strong safety tandem, you can go with Petrie and Hooker. And then also if you need a corner, you got Sean Murphy Bunting. You basically got 3 DBs there that you can get all for free to kind of boost up that secondary. Gabe Davis is the best all-around wide receiver out of these free 87 overalls. He's 6'2" with 87 speed. His route running isn't amazing. Well, at least the short route running isn't. Deep and mid is pretty good. 85 catch is usable. The main reason I put this card on the list is obviously the 87 speed, which isn't amazing because we have now receivers at 90 and 91 speed, but for a budget card, it's not terrible. But he also gets outside apprentice, so if you feel like you can utilize that ability within your offensive scheme, this is a free card that's going to get that ability. And it's kind of the same thing with Darnell Mooney, but for slot apprentice. So again, 87 speed, only 5'10". He definitely should not play on the outside. He's going to be used best off used as a slot receiver. He's got the 87 speed, 88 catch, 87 short route running, 85 mid, and 84 deep, and he can get slot apprentice for 2 AP. So if you're looking for a budget or free way to get that slot apprentice ability, which is really good against man coverage, you get the extra post route, the corner route there, this is your guy. And then we also have Juwan Johnson, who's not a wide receiver, but there are a lot of formations where if you have a slot apprentice tight end like him, he can get those posts and corner routes. So he's a good option here, standing at 6'4" with 87 speed. If you run a lot of gun bunch, a lot of tight formation, a lot of trips where they're not lined up on the line of scrimmage with the offensive line, he should get those extra hot routes, and that could help him beat man coverage as well. Along with the 87 speed, he's got 85 catching, 84 catching traffic, short route running 87, and mid route running at 84. Run block at 67 isn't terrible. It's kind of respectable, but you know, you're not going to count on him to pancake people all the time. Let's talk about some pass rushers here. Jalen Phillips, this is a part 2 card, was the best pass rusher in the game. He probably still is, but there's a better option on the defensive line. We'll show you in a moment. With Jalen Phillips, he gives you the 85 speed, he gives you the 87 finesse move, the block shed is decent at 82, and then I like the tackle and play rec. He's actually going to be not too bad in run coverage, but overall he's going to be better utilized as rushing the passer. He doesn't really get any other good abilities aside from maybe run stopper. If you want to throw that on him, that could make him a little bit more versatile. But if you're looking to stop the run, go with Grady Jarrett. Now you can play him at defensive tackle. I think looking at his attributes, that's really kind of what he's better suited as. I've heard from Falcons fans that he actually is defensive tackle, and EA just keeps messing up with him. 75 speed, even at defensive end, to me is good if you're putting him in specific run stopping situations. If you're expecting him to be a pass rusher like every down, that's not his forte. But 86 strength, 85 tackle, 87 block shed, and 86 power move. I really like this card. Even the 74 finesse move isn't bad. So if you need somebody in the trenches, if you want to rotate your defensive line, because that's what I like to do when I find I'm not getting pass rush, I will go to my bench and throw some fresh guys in there to see if maybe they can get things going. If you want to throw them in there on, you know, short down and distance type situations, or within the red zone, or situations where you're pretty confident your opponent's going to be running, I think he really will excel. And I think he's like one of the top 3 cards out of this group of cards here that you can pick from those free 87 packs. And we love building our team, especially no money spent players, with free offensive linemen and defensive linemen. I'm going to throw Frank Ragnow in this video, but honestly, you probably shouldn't waste this pick because you got the Kevin Mawai team captain, which is, you know, essentially a higher OVR if you use all of the tokens. And even if you only use some of them, you can get that card pretty close to 87 overall. And then most of you, if not all of you, have probably earned the Jason Kelsey from the Season 2 Field Pass. So there's basically 2 free centers that you can get and we're just kind of overloaded at this position. There's been a couple other promos that had free centers to choose from in there as well. So though I like this card, I don't think it's terrible, even though his pass block isn't amazing. Overall, I think everybody's probably good at center. But left guard, Landon Dickerson. Yes, I'm throwing an eagle in here, but I don't think I'm being biased on this one. This is almost a must-have card because you don't want to spend your coins on a left guard. You want to spend your coins on the new Lamar Jackson, the new Devontae Adams, skill position guys, halfback, wide receiver, cornerback, quarterback, you name it. So this is a great way to build up or boost your offensive line and save some coins in the process. 87 strength, 87 awareness, pass block at 84, and run block at 87. And there you have it. Those are the best 87 overall most feared hero cards to add to your MUT 24 squad. Thank you for watching. My name is Popular Stranger. I'm out. Peace.